What's up, boneheads? I'm here today with my new electric dirt bike. This is the Rerode R1 Plus, and I'm super excited to get this thing opened up, unboxed, show you guys the assembly process and some of the interesting technical features and stuff going on with it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Nice. See what we got here. What size are we? There we go. 7119 CST tire, 220 mil rotor. Pretty good. Got torque stripes on all of the rotor bolts so you can tell if they're loose. Bearings seem pretty smooth. Aluminum rim, Schrader valve. Tires got air. Beauty. All right. Woo. We've got a little kit here. Pretty slick, like that. All right, let's check out what's in our box here. Oh, we get a number plate, nice. Got a hat, some swag. Control in hand, baby. We've got Rerode branded air pump and flashlight, 100 watt. Okay, got some nice assembly gloves if I want to not scratch my new whip here. We've got, oh, this is for the blower. Nice. Is this just, oh, it's magnetic. Slick. Does it run? Pretty spicy. Oh, yes. Violent fan. I guess I can't argue with that. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Toolkit. Oh, there's our air pump hose, charger, 2 chargers. Okay. Air pump stuff, big wrench, zip ties, that never hurts. Cable ties, nice touch. Small Allen wrenches. And a Tongli 14 millimeter wrench. Not bad. Seems decent. Sweet. Can't complain about extra stuff. All right, and we've got some foot pegs. Pretty nice. Billet aluminum, you can see some nice machining on there. Preset springs. Looks like little steel teeth. Matching pair. Check those out. Pretty nice. Better than having to upgrade your pegs in the first day of owning your bike. All right, we've got a user manual. That's for the air pump. Got a Violent fan user manual. Let's see what's in our other pouch. All right, here's our other pouch. This ought to be a charger and hopefully some instructions. Hey. There's some wheel spacers. Here's a charger, US charger, thank goodness. Battery charger manual, cool. Let's see what amperage we got on this Johnny. 100 to 240, 7.5 amp, not bad. 83 volt, 40-hour battery. Charging red is, flashing red is charging, green is full charge. Cool. We'll need these keys. That's what we're really looking for here. All right, what do we got here? Some zip tie for protection. Let's see, as far as damage or anything, looks good. Got our fender here. Everything's pretty secure. We got bars, zip tied. Everything looks pretty secure. Seat looks good. Got more protection on this side for the swing arm. Zip tied in place. Good looking tire. Strap is nice and tight. I like that. Here she is. Oh yeah. Boom. Nice little screen. Surprised there's no plastic covering on it. All right. Next, I'll install the handlebar bolts, all 4 of them, and apply some Loctite. You definitely don't want your handlebar bolts coming loose or backing out, so this is a pretty critical step for safety. It's got degrees on the bars, but doesn't really line up with anything. But I'm gonna run them pretty high before they really start sweeping forward. And this brake lever is about level, so I probably will change that. There's a lot of things to adjust when you're setting up your bars and your controls. You have to install the throttle and make sure the spacing is correct and it's not binding up on anything. You also have to install your levers and make sure their spacing is correct, that they're not too close to the grips, and you can get the right amount of contact you want on them with your hands. Not only that, but you have to adjust the angle of the levers to make sure they're at a comfortable place for your hands and your arms as you ride. Then you have to adjust your screen and make sure all the cables are routed correctly, nothing's pinching or binding or rubbing on anything. Alright, I've got these set up where I can just 2-finger them. Got some good space. Got them pretty just below in line with my arm line, so that's looking good. Come on. Who would have thought putting on a fender would be the hardest part of this? There it is. Are you joking my ass? Wait. Wait, what? Okay. That's insane. No wonder I'm struggling. Alright guys, here's the deal. I've got one bolt in here, so I do need the other wrench. Stand by. All right. So I just spent a few minutes struggling with this fender, and then I realized there's 4 fender bolts. The 2 front ones are completely different and bigger size from the 2 back ones. Here I am struggling to try to put the small bolt in the big hole, and it keeps falling out. And I'm like, do I not know how to install a screw? Nope. 4 fender bolts, all into the same aluminum bracket, 2 different screw sizes, 2 different wrenches. I'm sure it would have said something in the instructions. I don't read instructions unless I have to. This is ridiculous. Don't do 2 different size hardware items unless you absolutely have to. You don't have to. So do better on that one, Rerode. And have both of your wrenches if you're trying to do this. Look at that. If you put the right size in, it goes right in. Crazy how that works. Still don't like it. And while I appreciate the inclusion of a ball end wrench, when you're trying to hold a screw upside down, doesn't do you a lot of good to have a ball end wrench where that sucker will wiggle all about. So, is it good to have a ball end? Yeah. Would I put it in this kit? I don't know. Still gets the job done, so guess I can't complain too much, but alright, well, with that officially on, I can officially say that is the hardest job of putting the bike together so far. Probably shouldn't be, but here we are. Okay. The axle is threaded on both sides. Confusion. Folks, if there's an easier way to knock out this axle from the packing material, I would love to know what it is. Leave me a comment. You're lucky this is fast forwarded because I spent way too long banging this thing and trying to get it out and free, so I'm sorry and you're welcome. Alright, as you can see here, this is the leg that's got the damping. You can hear the oil going up and down. There's a little bit of pressure. And then here's our leg with the spring. Can't do much to compress that one. Alright, let's clean this up. This is aluminum, so shouldn't have to worry about any rust or anything freezing that guy in there, which is good. It is weird. This is a open-ended axle with nuts on each side. Seems like you could just have one locked down like this. And that would be sufficient, but you know, whatever. However you like to do it. No worries in my book. I was able to spin this fork leg around and get the twist out of this cable, and then I retightened this clamp up here. So brake hose is all good. I did confirm, based on these pictures, it does route out and around the outside of the leg, so that's good. Probably would like to see a little securing thing here to keep this from popping, but whatever. This is 60 pounds at the bottom. I assume that means 60 pound spring. Got 2 spacers and some extra stuff that I don't know what it's for. So we'll put it back. There you go, spacers. They do have little O-rings on them, which is cool, help it seal. So that's nice. Yeah, they seal pretty tight to the brake rotor. That one doesn't seal as tight, but probably tight enough. Not the beefiest O-ring in the world though. Alright, gotta grease this up, almost forgot. Nice. Time to get the torque wrench out. All right, 8 Newton meters. First, we're gonna wrench down these axle nuts, and then we're gonna tighten the pinch bolts. Got my torque wrench, let's go. I'm gonna run this fork up and down a couple times to try to... Oh, Jesus, okay. Forgot those weren't tight. That was stupid. Okay, so what I was attempting to do there was to cycle the suspension to help set the width of the axles. This is so there's no binding once you tighten down your axle and cycle your suspension. Should be good. Okay, applying more Loctite here. These are more bolts you absolutely do not want coming loose. Snug up both sides and then hit the torque on them. As it turns out, I also should have put Loctite on the fork guard screws, as I know now, because they like to come loose. Okay, let's see if this thing spins decently well. What? What just happened? Why is it rattling? What the hell? Oh, because that's supposed to be on here and it fell off. Well, in case any of y'all are like me and like to not read the directions, but you watch this video, put the number plate on before you do the fender. Because there's a freaking screw in the bottom triple clamp that you cannot get to unless you do this first. So quit blocking the camera. God, this guy's an amateur. Pro tip. Get out of the way. And I'm trying to not take the fender completely off, but I don't know if it's going to work. Alright, kind of interesting little tidbit here. So I was adjusting some of the wires, trying to get everything run nicely, and all the wires kind of run through this little channel here under the key switch. So I pulled this guy off, and I was looking where these wires run, and if you look right here, they all just run right on this edge of the frame here. This is just square edge aluminum. There is nothing to protect these wires from chafing right here, getting worn through, shorting, having issues. Reminder, that's your throttle, that's your brake sensors, that's your screen, that's your modes, all this stuff, no protection whatsoever, just pinch down here like this with this cover. So I'm going to see if I can figure out some sort of solution. Maybe some Gorilla Tape or something will work for semi-temporary solution, but I was worried about that, and that's not great, so we're gonna address that. Also, these are not the best tapped jobs in the world, but it fits, so I guess it's fine, but it doesn't look the best in the world. Anyway, if you've got one of these bikes, I would check that. That's sketchy. Wow, this is the least satisfying peel of all time. Do you hate this? I hate this. Whoever puts the plastic on this, do better. Why couldn't you have made the battery connector just like a 1/4 inch? Wow. Okay, there we go. We're in there. Locked. Latched. All right, here we go. Fire in the hole. Ooh-wee. 63% battery. Interesting, because this said 100. All right. Does this have a brake light? It has a light, it doesn't have a brake light. Interesting. Has brake sensors, but not a brake light. Alright, I don't even remember how to freaking put this thing out of park. Back to the Manuel. Alright, from park. Nothing happens. Eco. Well, yeah, we have life. Okay. A little less sketchy. feel a little bit of hang after you release the throttle, but I think that's a thing, so. Alright, let's pull the seat off of this thing and take a look at the battery and check out some of the specs on our powertrain here. Alright, we got our battery. We'll go ahead and turn our breaker off and disconnect the power cable. And right here is our power breaker. Switch that guy off before we pull out the battery. Here's our battery info, 72 volt, 40 amp hour, 2880 watt hours, 15.9 kilograms. Not sure what that is in freedom units, but you could convert it if you wanted to. So if you need to look anything up, there's your sticker. Let's pop this sucker out of here. Battery connector is definitely pretty tight to get in. Let's see. Wow, it's snug. Very snug. Okay. Alright, nothing much to note on the battery here. It's got your little battery bar on the top. Mine's at 80%. You got your battery connector. Nice sturdy handle. I already showed you guys the sticker on this side. It's a aluminum casing, plastic top cap. There's your charge port on this side. This little dust plug is definitely a little bit hard to get in when you're working through the hole in the side of the bike, but it's not too bad. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Plastic with little feet. Nice. Alright, here's the battery compartment. Got some nice foam padding here. Keep it from rattling. It's got some little plastic guards on either side. So that helps the battery from rattling around, hitting anything. Some more nice foam down here and on the bottom. Pretty solid mounting. And all the wiring stuff is hidden back behind here, along with the breaker. Controller is on the front side right here. Motor's down below. And then there's the belt drive system right here. There's your big pulley for the jack shaft. It's mounted right in line with the swing arm here, so good for chain tension and, you know, strong mounting. And there's just a little plastic cover over the little pulley there. Here's your phase wires in here. Nice aluminum skid plate, pretty solidly thick. Got some nice bends to it, so that definitely puts in some work. And we'll try to get that motor number here. All right, a few more nice features to point out. We've got this aluminum shark fin here to protect the rear rotor. That's nice. Good feature. Would be cool to have a matching chain guard on the bottom of the swing arm here, but don't have that. But that's not the worst thing in the world. And then right up in here, we've got our rebound adjuster for the shock, and then the compression adjusters up here. So definitely something you could play with. Here's the preload adjuster, which I would probably personally dial this back a little bit and get it a little bit softer because I'm pretty light. I'm only about 165, 170, so this is a little stiff for me personally. Might do that at some point. Otherwise, yeah, in addition to that, we've also got this really nice kind of rubberized plastic mud flap, full coverage all the way top to bottom here, so it keeps your shock from getting super caked in mud and keeps all the grime out of your motor and belt back here. You definitely don't want to fill that with dirt to where you would prematurely wear that belt, so good feature for sure on that. Another nice little freebie here. Got a power port with USB-C and USB-A, so if you want to charge a phone or a GPS or a battery or whatever, you got a little port right here. I haven't got a chance to use it yet, but it's pretty slick, convenient, right close to where you'd mount stuff, so it's a good add-on, why not? Let's go give her a rip, I guess. See you on the bike. Alright boys, we're out here. First ride. It's 1:52 in the morning because it took me forever to put this thing together and I had stuff to do, so couldn't wait till tomorrow. Bike's in kilometers. Can't figure out how to change it, even though directions told me how. It didn't work. So, you know, we're just going to give her a rip. We're going to start in eco. Take her for a little spin around the hood. Let's see how she does. I think I would like to be down here out of the danger zone. So here we go. Yeehaw. Eco mode. All right. I haven't been on a dirt bike in a minute. It is cold tonight. All right, so front brake is right. Rear brake is left. Okay. Brake locks up, nice. Ooh, she's got some juice. Ooh, brakes feel good. Yeah. Brakes feel nice. Kitty. Still in eco. Yeah, that's quick, and that's just eco. Holy frick. Yo. Y'all probably can't hear squat. Oh, these tires are freaking. Whoa. The rear end feel with these knobbies is freaking weird. Oh, it's so cold, boys. Alright, we're gonna flip a little U-turn. We're gonna pop it into sport on the way back and let that be good because I'm freezing my ass off. It's cold, I can't see. I'm shivering. Alright, we're in sport. Wow, the pickup is already way more. It's very touchy. She is sporty. Holy cow. I don't know how anyone needs more power than this. Oh, I'm freezing. All right, let's try just a tiny little wheelie. I got my finger on the rear brake. Woo! Wow, all right. That's enough of that for one night. Pops up super easy. Wow. That torque is insane. It's a lot off the line. Made it back in one piece. I'm freezing. That was terrifying and freaking awesome. Heck yeah. All right, guys, that was a pretty exciting first ride. I'm definitely excited to get more time on this thing. So if you guys want to see some actual on-trail riding footage with this thing and hear my riding impressions, I have a video on my new channel, Bonehead Exploration. Would love for you guys to jump over and check that one out. If you want to see how this thing rides, get a top speed on it, just see what kind of trails it can get into and hear my thoughts about it actually getting some miles on it. So if you guys made it this far, super appreciative of that. Love if you hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see some more of this technical stuff. And like I said, if you want to jump over to my other channel, that's more of my doing fun adventures and activities and explorations. So yeah, check that out. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.